As Elon Musk recently mentioned during the We Robot event, the Optimus robot will be the biggest product ever. Whether it's assisting in your home, enhancing productivity in the workplace, or providing care in medical facilities, Optimus Robot is designed to transform every aspect of human life. With cutting-edge AI, Optimus will be your robot buddy. That's right, Tesla isn't just stopping at cars. They're creating humanoid robots like Optimus straight out of a sci-fi dream. Step into a future where robots aren't just tools, but essential companions in our everyday lives. Tesla is also working on other groundbreaking technologies. For instance, Tesla is revolutionizing transportation with Tesla Supercharger V4 network, wireless car charging capabilities, and autonomous driving. Get ready for a world where millions of cars on the road will be fully autonomous and charging is seamless, and pave the way for a cleaner, greener planet and ensure a resilient energy supply for generations to come. And with innovations like the cybercar, we're not just imagining a cleaner world, we're driving into it. And Tesla's pushing the boundaries with their full self-driving software. Envision a world where cars drive themselves, navigating seamlessly through traffic while you sit back and relax. No more stressful commutes, no more searching for parking spots. Get ready to experience the future of transportation, where the sci-fi movie is becoming a reality. First, we need to talk about the here and now. Have you seen the new Supercharger V4? It's a charging beast, and it's about to make owning an EV even more convenient. First off, the V4 boasts a power boost. We're talking up to 500 kilowatts of charging power. That's double the capacity of the current V3 superchargers. What does that mean for you? Faster charging times, of course. Imagine getting back on the road with a nearly full battery in just minutes. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Now, let's dig deeper into Tesla and explore what fuels their competitive advantage. We'll dissect their strategies, analyze their position in the market, and uncover the forces shaping their future. From innovative technologies to strategic market moves, we'll see how Tesla continues to lead the charge. The automotive world is insanely competitive. Toyota has been dominating for decades thanks to operational efficiency and global reach. BMW has the luxury market locked down through brand prestige. Then, seemingly out of nowhere, Tesla comes in and grabs a huge chunk of the automotive market. It's remarkable, and their success isn't accidental. The article entitled Competitive Strategies and Market Positions of Global Automotive Giants breaks down Tesla's 5 pillars of power. First, their battery supply chain. Tesla is vertically integrated, meaning they're involved in more stages of battery production than most car companies. Tesla's Gigafactory is churning out batteries at an incredible scale. This gives Tesla more control and allows them to lower the cost of vehicles. Tesla is pioneering innovations that power not only their cars, but also their solar energy solutions and energy storage systems. This is a big deal, especially when you think about how expensive batteries used to be. The other competition are still trying to catch up. Then there's the supercharger network. Tesla's own network of charging stations has been a huge differentiator. It takes away a lot of the range anxiety people have about EVs. Finding a reliable place to charge can be a real pain with other EVs. Tesla thought ahead. They recognized that a seamless charging experience was key to getting people on board with EVs. It's not just about the hardware. Tesla's also known for its over-the-air software updates. Their cars are constantly evolving, adding features, improving performance, even fixing bugs remotely. With traditional car companies, you have to wait for a new model year to get anything like that. This makes Tesla seem much more cutting edge and plays into their brand image, another pillar of their success. Tesla has become synonymous with innovation and sustainability, a powerful draw for buyers. They've captured the future of mobility. What's the 5th pillar? Artificial intelligence. Tesla is using AI in a lot of ways, but perhaps most notably in their cybercars and Optimus robot. And the entire Tesla fleet is a data-gathering machine, constantly learning and improving. It's not just that their cars are technologically advanced. The whole system is constantly learning and getting smarter. It sounds like they've set themselves apart. But how does all of this unfold in the fiercely competitive automotive landscape? To understand that, we turn to Porter's 5 Forces model, a powerful tool that reveals the dynamic shaping competition within an industry. Imagine it as a lens through which we can see the intricate dance of market forces. First, we have the rivalry among existing competitors, where established players battle for dominance. Then, there's the threat of new entrants, those ambitious newcomers eager to carve out their own space. We also face the threat of substitute products or services, alternatives that could lure customers away. Next, we consider the bargaining power of suppliers, who can influence the cost and quality of materials. Finally, there's the bargaining power of buyers, the customers whose preferences and demands can sway the market. Together, these 5 forces paint a vivid picture of the competitive pressures Tesla navigates every day. Think of rivalry among existing competitors as how fiercely companies within an industry are battling it out for market share. The threat of new entrants looks at how easy or difficult it is for new companies to enter the market. The threat of substitutes explores whether there are other products or services that could fulfill the same needs as the industry's offerings. The bargaining power of suppliers refers to how much influence suppliers have on pricing and terms. Finally, the bargaining power of buyers examines how much power customers have to drive down prices or demand better quality. The threat of new entrants is high because the EV space is so attractive and evolving rapidly. Lots of companies want a piece of the pie. Even though Tesla has a lead, they can't get complacent. This is where things like their supercharger network and advanced technology give them an edge. Those are barriers to entry that make it harder for newcomers to compete. So they're strong against existing rivals, but facing a high threat of new entrants. The threat of substitutes is something to watch closely. For Tesla, it's not just about competing with other EVs. They have to consider alternatives like hydrogen fuel cell vehicles and even improvements in public transportation that might make car ownership less appealing. It's about understanding the broader context of how people move around and how those preferences might shift over time. Then you have the bargaining power of suppliers. This one's tricky for Tesla because they rely on specialized components for their EVs. Suppliers of things like batteries and rare earth materials can have leverage. Their reliance on cutting-edge technology could make them vulnerable to supplier pressures. One way Tesla is trying to address this is by developing their own battery production capabilities. The more they can control the supply chain, the better. Bringing more production in-house gives them more control. Finally, what about the bargaining power of buyers? How much influence do customers have? This is where Tesla benefits from their strong brand and the limited number of comparable electric vehicles. Customers are willing to pay a premium for a Tesla, and there aren't many alternatives that offer the same level of performance and technology. They've cultivated a must-have image, which gives them more pricing power. But like all the other forces, this could shift as the EV market matures and more competitors enter. Things are constantly changing, and Tesla will need to adapt to stay ahead. We've covered a lot. Tesla's 5 pillars of power and their position using Porter's 5 forces. It's clear they have strengths but also face challenges. How can they use this information to guide their strategy? That's where our next source comes in, the one from the Business Journal. This article goes beyond labeling the industry as attractive or unattractive and dives into how companies can use Porter's model to make strategic decisions. The article, titled Competitive Strategies and Market Positions of Global Automotive Giants, argues that the real power of Porter's model lies in identifying the driving factor behind each force. It's about understanding not just what the forces are, but why they're strong or weak. Instead of just saying, the threat of new entrants is high, you dig deeper and ask, why is the threat of new entrants high? What's the underlying reason? Once you understand that reason, you can target your strategy more effectively. How would this work in practice? Let's say, based on our Porter's 5 forces analysis, we determined that the biggest threat to Tesla is the threat of new entrants. After digging deeper, we identify the driving factor, the rapid pace of battery technology development. New companies are emerging with innovative battery technologies that could potentially leapfrog Tesla's current capabilities. It's not just the number of new entrants, it's the fact that they're coming in with potentially game-changing technology. That's a crucial distinction, and that insight is key to formulating a strategic response. We talked about the bargaining power of suppliers and how Tesla relies on specialized components, especially sourcing rare earth materials for their batteries. Those materials were highlighted as a potential area where suppliers could exert pressure. But rather than simply accepting that supplier power is high, Tesla could ask, what's the driving factor behind that power? Is it the scarcity of the materials, or is it a lack of competition among the companies who control access to those materials? Depending on the answer to that why question, Tesla might need to adopt completely different strategies. If the driving factor is scarcity, then a smart move might be investing heavily in R&D to find alternative materials or battery chemistries that don't rely on those scarce resources. Maybe they find a way to create an enhanced 4680 battery that doesn't need rare earth materials at all, turning a challenge into an opportunity for innovation. But if the driving factor is a lack of competition among suppliers, meaning there are only a few companies controlling the supply, then a different approach might be needed. Tesla could try to vertically integrate like they did with battery production, perhaps by acquiring or partnering with a key supplier. If they can gain more control over that part of the supply chain, it would make them less vulnerable to price fluctuations or disruptions. Or they could look for ways to diversify their sourcing, finding new suppliers in different regions. There are a lot of options if they understand the why behind the challenge. This approach can also be applied to the threat of substitutes. Remember, we talked about how Tesla needs to keep an eye on alternatives like hydrogen fuel cell vehicles and improvements in public transportation, because those alternatives could chip away at the demand for personal EVs, even if they don't completely replace them. So rather than just acknowledging that substitutes exist, Tesla can ask, what's the driving factor behind the appeal of these substitutes? Is it cost, convenience, environmental concerns? The reasons could vary depending on which substitute you're looking at. Knowing the why behind the appeal of each substitute can help Tesla tailor their response. Let's say the driving factor for hydrogen fuel cell vehicles is their longer range and faster refueling times, which are valid concerns that some people have about battery-powered EVs. In that case, Tesla might prioritize improving their battery technology to close the gap. If they can make batteries that charge incredibly fast and provide a significantly longer range, then that particular threat becomes much less significant. It's like they're fighting fire with fire to compete head-on with the substitute's biggest selling point. All right. We've taken Porter's 5 forces, which can sometimes feel like a dry academic framework, and turned it into a practical tool for understanding Tesla's competitive advantage. You know, Elon Musk recently stressed during an earnings call that Tesla is not just a car company, but an AI and robotics company. This shift in focus highlights their ambitions beyond electric vehicles, aiming to lead in autonomous vehicles and robotics. Musk believes that Tesla's advancements in AI will be crucial for their future success, positioning them as a leader in real-world AI applications. It seems like Tesla has a lot of potential, but they're also facing real challenges. It's a mix of excitement and uncertainty. But one thing's for sure, Tesla is not afraid to disrupt the status quo and challenge conventional thinking. They've shown an incredible ability to adapt and innovate, and I think that will continue to be their biggest asset. Knowing Tesla's strengths, their strategic vision, and all the forces shaping the automotive industry, what do you think their next big move should be? Where should they focus their energy to solidify their position as a leader in this new era of transportation? It's a great question, and one that will continue to be debated for years to come. Thanks for joining us. Until next time.